David Morrell takes on Kalajdzic. I'm just going to call him that because I can't pronounce his first name. On the undercard of Crawford Madrimov for the vacant WBA World Light Heavyweight title. I'm assuming this is the regular belt, not the super belt. So Morrell's stepping up from 168. This fight's at 175. Kalajdzic has been at this weight for his whole career. Now, if you haven't seen David Morrell fight, he's one of the more exciting Cubans that you'll watch. They're typically safety first, Erislandy Lara style. But Morrell is a lot more aggressive and fan-friendly than that. He's not crude at all. He's not like some of the other Cubans we've seen at 175 over the past few years. He's still got that Cuban polish about him. But there's also a real mean streak there and a desire to entertain and excite. Now he's going up against Kalajdzic, who is, I describe him as a solid pro. There's nothing spectacular about him, but he's not rubbish. He's 29-2 with 21 KOs, so he can punch a little bit. Originally from Serbia, now residing in the United States. His two losses were to Marcus Brown, that was back in 2016, but that one was very controversial. That was a split decision over 8. And his other loss came in an IBF title attempt against Artur Beterbiev back in 2019. He lost that one by KO in the 5th. And so Kalajdzic is a tall, rangy fighter, awkward, quite fluid, moves quite well. I think he does have enough ability to make it interesting against David Morrell, but I don't think he has enough ability to beat him. I'm expecting David Morrell to take this one, even though, as I say, Morrell's stepping up to a new weight class here. Morrell is 10-0 with 9 KOs, southpaw, aggressive, punches hard with both hands. He's got speed, he's got technique. His defense so far has seemed decent enough. I'm expecting him to either take Kalajdzic out late or win a fairly comfortable decision. And incidentally, Kalajdzic's last fight was against another Cuban in Sullivan Barrera. He stopped him in 10 rounds earlier on this year, back in March. He was one of the Cubans I alluded to earlier. Actually, Sullivan Barrera can box a bit, to be fair. But there was another Cuban, I forget his name now, who boxed at 175. And he was very, very crude for a Cuban. He was still knocking about maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Anyway, I think Kalajdzic's success against Cubans will not continue in this fight against David Morrell. I'm expecting Morrell to put on a winning display and hopefully, like the majority of his fights so far, an entertaining display as well. Let me know what you guys think about this fight in the comment section below. Morrell against Kalajdzic, what are you expecting? Who are you picking? How far do you think David Morrell can go at 175? And before I go, I just want to tell you about this week's non-boxing content. I uploaded this video, it's about an hour and a half long, where I'm covering several different topics. I analyzed the incident with the Donald the other day. You guys know what I'm talking about. I talk about the female screw who was screwing around with an inmate, literally. I also talk about the manosphere, the changing demographics of the UK and the backlash against it, the anti-UK tourist protests in Spain and how they came about, and a few other topics as well. If you want to access this content, as well as hundreds of other exclusive podcasts and videos, as well as our members chat, just head on over to my Patreon page and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. There's no contract, no commitment. You can cancel at any time, just like Netflix, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper. Just download the app from the Play Store or the App Store. All the links are in the description box below.